Good afternoon. So, first of all, I want to apologize for not making a video for probably a couple weeks. Things have happened through work and other stuff, which kind of got me down. I'll talk about that later. But I just wanted to do a video to let you guys know I am here and I'm still going to be doing these. So if I take a little break, there's probably a reason why. I'm wearing my super comfy hoodie today from Northern Ireland. So Giant's Causeway was where I got this, obviously. So nice because it's only 23 degrees here, even though outside it feels like -2. It's ridiculously cold. So there's people in the warm states like California or Florida or Nevada or wherever. You should come here to feel our weather, our cold. 60 degrees is quite warm for you guys, but though you feel like it's freezing cold, come here. Yes, I invite you all. So anyway, so the thing that kind of stopped me from doing this for a couple weeks was I had some issues at work. So my boss was trying to force me to take a shift that I was not able to take, and he ended up switching my shift anyway due to business needs, which doesn't quite make sense, just because if you switch an employee with another employee on their shift, that's not really business needs, it's just you switching shifts. So there shouldn't be any reason why you need to do that. The other reason was because there's an employee and I who, we didn't really fight or anything. I'm not one to create drama or start drama because it's really not me, and I try to avoid drama as much as possible. So if you're going to start creating drama with me, then I'm not going to really chit chat with you. So that's where the whole issue came around. The guy who was doing this was a junior under me, meaning he was hired in after me. And I don't know if my boss even asked him to move or switch shifts or whatnot. But my boss ended up just saying, you are going to move, and that's final. So I talked to somebody else in the office, more of a management position person, and he said my boss was able to do whatever he wanted to do with shifts and with people on his team, which doesn't quite make sense to me. Because I've been in management for well over 10 years. And for them to say that it doesn't really make sense. So that's why I kind of backed off a little bit from doing videos, because it really put me in a not so good mood or not so happy place. And I was actually really depressed for quite a while, because I ended up having to get rid of my theater that I do. Because I do like going to the theater. I was going to audition for a show that was running, it usually runs Friday, Saturdays, and then sometimes on Wednesdays, which actually worked perfect with my schedule. But my audition was the day that my boss said, no, you have to move. So I ended up having to cancel my audition to actually appease him with work. So now it feels like I am no longer trying to make money to live, or what's the saying? You don't live to work, you work to live, or something like that. So I feel like now I'm just working, and that's all I'm doing. So the job is no longer fun. It's very hostile. So it's not a place that I feel like I need to be at anymore. So I'm still there, and I will still be there until I end up moving, which I've been thinking about for quite some time. moving to the West Coast, back to California, where I moved to Colorado from, or up to Seattle, where my sister and my brother are. I would love to go back to California just because I used to work for Disney, and I would love to get back into the Disney company. I used to do the parks, so I'm looking for more of a management experience. So yeah, so I really got down. So that's why I didn't do the videos. And within that, sorry, I had to go let my dog in because she's probably freezing cold. So let her out. But within the week that I had off, Billy's, come on, Billy's. Here she comes. Here she comes. Yes, it is freezing cold out because there's snow, blowing snow, whiteout conditions today. Yeah, not fun. Anyway, so, hi babies. So, within the week that I had off, which was nice, I started doing Christmas presents because yes, this year I'm actually currently doing Christmas presents early so I don't have to rush around and do it all within 2 months. So, I actually do a lot of infusions for alcohol. And yes, I do sell them if anybody is interested. And yes, this is for a Christmas present, so hopefully my brother's not going to see this. If he is, hopefully he forgets about it when Christmas comes around. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I did. So this first one is a vodka-based infusion, and it is a nice, let me get the light behind it. Ooh, there we go. So this is actually vodka, and it's a spring flavor. So I've infused Egyptian rose and hibiscus dried petals in here. So something like this only takes me like 2 hours to do, because like any sort of a floral scent, if you leave it too long, it gets really bitter. That's not something you want to do. So I only infused this like 2 hours at the absolute most. So it's actually a really nice deep red, as you can see. And then just to sweeten it just a little bit, I put like a tablespoon of sugar in it, and that's it. So it's really nice, really florally, perfect for spring. So what I'm doing is one for each season. So this is my spring season. The next one is summer, which that doesn't give a, there we go. So summer. And what do you think of for summer is great margaritas. So yes, this is tequila, and it is infused with pineapple, infused with a serrano pepper, and there's another one. It's a herb. It's an herb. It kind of has a black licorice taste. It's not star anise. It'll come to me. But that's what this is. There's no sweetener in it except for the pineapple, which is literally, I'll show you here. I did pineapple chunks. Oh, this is crushed, but you could do pineapple chunks. And I infused it for, so a pepper, if you do any sort of peppers, you only need them for maybe 24 hours. Unless you like it really spicy, because peppers tend to absorb, or I don't say absorb the flavor, but kind of release their flavor very quickly, kind of like flowers. So the longer you leave it in, the spicier it's going to be. So I only did about 24 hours for the pepper, and then I did 3 days for the pineapple and the herb, which I will get to you back on that. So that is my summer. The next one is my fall, and it's nice kind of red color. There we go. It's So it's a nice red color. This is actually cranberry, orange, and a hint of cinnamon. So the cranberry, I couldn't quite find, obviously, cranberries right now because they're out of season. So I actually ended up using dried cranberries. They do the same thing, but it takes a little bit longer. So cranberries and oranges, I did for about a week because I only did the orange peel. I did not do the juice of an orange, but just the peel. So that's what is in this. Oh, and this is vodka based. So vodka, cranberry, orange, and cinnamon, which is fantastic. So you could do like you could do pretty much, and you can do anything with these drinks. The last one for winter, my brother, I didn't know what to do for winter because I didn't want to do the typical like juniperberry or anything like that, which I kind of did, but I didn't. So this next one is actually, it's almost the same color. Let's see if I can get these. It's almost the same color as this first one, but this one is actually blackberry. Let me see if I can get the light behind it. Ooh, there we go. So this is actually blackberry gin. So it's gin, which you're still gonna get that nice kind of winter taste from the gin, but it's a blackberry with a hint of saffron. So it took me, was it 3 bunches of blackberries to do this? And it took me a good week to infuse the gin. And I found out that any sort of a kind of like a bitter, not really bitter, but like a seeded, some sort of a seeded fruit, like blackberries or strawberries or even cranberries, anything that has that kind of bitterness to it, you add a little bit of sugar to it. And it's funny because the first one I did with this, I didn't do any sugar, and it took a week for it just to get color to come out and the flavor to come out to the gin. So the next one, I did a full package of cranberries, or not cranberries, but blackberries, and then I did probably 2 cups of gin, and probably a tablespoon and a half of sugar. And for some reason, this one actually brought out the flavors so much quicker, and it wasn't sweet, but it wasn't actually really bitter either. So that's what's in here, which it's actually really good. And I always taste my concoctions before I give them out, just to make sure they are tasting pretty good. But yeah, so it's blackberry with and this is really weird, but it's a tablespoon of infused saffron gin as well, which is in here. I don't know if you can see all that, but this is 1 pack of saffrons with it was like 2 cups of gin. And oh my gosh, the saffron took to the gin so quickly, and it was so strong that you literally, this is probably maybe 1 drop or so will get you the flavor of the saffron. So this would be great for any type of cooking that you do. It's not oil, it's still gin, but it has it's really strong saffron taste. I did try this, and they have a new Sprite out that has ginger in it. So it's ginger with like 2 drops of saffron gin. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I mean, I think that is my new favorite drink, but it is so good. So my brother will have to be very careful when he uses this, because if he uses a lot of it, it's not gonna taste good. But it's got that nice orange yellow color to it. But yeah, very good. So there's only a tablespoon, like literally like a dessert spoon full of that in to this whole bottle, which is, what is this? I think this is 32 ounces, I believe. So yes, extremely strong, but with the blackberry and the hint of saffron is really good. And my brother likes the blackberry saffron for winter because he likes Indian food, and Indian food, he feels like it's a winter food. So that's why I did that for him. So within the week, that's what I was actually doing. So making Christmas presents, and like I said, I do sell these as well. So if you're interested, hit me up, and I'll definitely make one for you. Of course, prices depend on what I actually infuse it with. Like the saffron, for this little bottle, you're looking at no more or no less than like 20 bucks. Just because it's so expensive and it's ridiculous. But yes, so that's what I did on the week. It was almost like a week and a half that I was off from my job due to the switch in shifts, which again, ridiculous. But I had fun making these wonderful concoctions of alcohol. Woo! So, with that, please feel free to comment below. If you have any suggestions on infusing alcohol, let me know as well. I've done apple and cinnamon, I've done cherry and cinnamon, and these are more whiskeys as well. But yeah, I can pretty much do anything that somebody is interested in doing. And it's really good. So let me know what you think below. Make sure you subscribe below. And with that, I am off, and you guys have a good evening or afternoon or morning whenever you see this. Take care.